Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna build a new Wednesday mock based on the popular Netflix TV show Wednesday, inspired by the Addams Family. 2 weeks ago I built this minifigure habitat with a minifigure Wednesday in a room, and today I thought it was a good idea to build something bigger than an habitat. So what I'm gonna create is a version of this little scene with Addams and the cello in a chibi scale. So I'm not really familiar with Chibi, but I recently read a very interesting article on bricknerd.com that I will link down below that inspired me to try to create a version of Wednesday in that style. I'm not an manga or an anime fan, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I hope you guys can follow along and maybe can inspire you to build something similar. So I started from the face as suggested by the article that I will link down below, and I follow some of the instructions that I found there. So I'm building upside down first for the mouth, and then I'm gonna connect a modified brick with a Technic brick to create a little bit of structure at the back. Over here on the front, we are gonna add another layer. Here we are gonna go sideways, so we have two headlight bricks. We then plates on the side. In this case, it's gonna align perfectly because this is like two studs, it's 5 plates wide. And here we have the eyes of the Wednesday minifigure. We are gonna add another little structure on top. So now we basically reverse from anti-stud to the stud that we have there, and it's perfectly aligned. And I can add this structure. So the point here is to create a very cute character with a small character with a bigger head and big eyes. So here we have basically the structure of the head. Now we need to start to add the hair of the character. On top, I think is very straightforward. But first, let's add something on the side. So here we want to create some sort of bangs. So I'm going to connect to the stud on the side. I have a few slopes. It's a very simple structure. We have a couple of plates and a couple of slopes on both sides, aligned perfectly over here. So here we already start to recognize the character a little bit, and then we can top it over here with just some regular curve slopes. So here you can see already that the face is getting a little bit more compact, a little bit solid, and we are starting to recognize the character a little bit better. Now, at the back, we are going to do a similar thing. So I have again some slopes going in two different directions to create the hair at the back. And now the most interesting part is here. We need to add this on the side. So I try many different kind of iteration. This is what I came up with. So here I have a few of these 1x2 rounded brick with the hole, modified brick, and then I connect one of these with one of these bar with 3 progs at the bottom. I think it looks quite organic with a slope on top. And here is allow me to give a little bit of different angles. So basically the hair from the back are coming a little bit to the front of the shoulder of the character. So I think here we have a pretty nice Wednesday head that works very well. Of course, you can see here a comparison with the scale. But now let's start to add the body. By the way, to connect the neck to the body, because here I have the stud, so I need to reverse it, I use these 2 round tiles upside down. They are not the right color, so at the back it's gonna look a little bit weird because I didn't have the right color, but it's gonna be the back of the figure, so we actually are not gonna see it. Okay, now let's start to build the body. I'm gonna start from the feet actually. So for the feet, again, I have one of those 1x2. I create a sort of a round kind of shoes, and then the pose that I wanna be is with 2 legs together. I'm gonna connect one of these inverted cones that goes sliding in there. Sorry about that. Pieces flying around. And then we are gonna connect this with another 1x2. And now we have the base, the feet of the character, and the little legs. Now I want to create a sort of skirt, so I created a 1x3 structure with modified bricks on top, and then from here I'm going to connect different slope. I went with dark gray in this case to create a little bit of contrast because otherwise it would be all black. And then again a few more slopes over here, and also I use one of these corner tile to create a little bit of more interesting effect to this skirt, and also allowed a little bit better view at the bottom of the character there. Here we connect, and now we have a pretty nice and cute skirt with the two legs at the bottom, and now we can go up with the body. So for the body, I took a decision that I'm happy about it, but I know that is a little bit weird. So here I have a 1x3. I have this rounded shape on top of the modified brick. That's because inside I want to use this, I don't know if it's called 1x1 or 1x2. Anyway, it's like a jumper on top. It's very good to create little columns and stuff like that. And I thought it was very good to create the area around the neck of the figure because she's wearing a school uniform, and then she has a shirt, a white shirt underneath. And we can add a little bit more details like this at the front, and then another couple of tiles to give a little bit more depth to the character. So here is more or less the upper body. I hope you can see with this background, and we are just gonna attach this to the skirt. So now you can see here we have the head, here we have the body. We need to add the arms. This is where it gets a bit weird. Like, because I have that, it was a bit difficult for me to go down this gap. So the best solution I find is this. I use this modified plate, connect there to the jumper, and then here on the side I can connect the two arms and also allow me to rotate a little bit if I want to. The only things I don't like is that, of course, you can see here there is a big gap under, let's say, the armpit area. We should find a way to fill that gap a little bit better. But I think, considering that this is a sort of cartoonish character, we can accept that a little bit. Let me just show you quickly how I build the arms. So we have one of these. This is a very simple build. Here we have a cone. Then we added a shorter one. So this is just 3 pieces. And then we have 2 1x1 at the end to create the end of the to create the wrist and the arm, and this we can open and close. It has a little bit of mobility, and then we can just connect the head here on top. As I was telling you earlier, if you look at the back, then we are going to have this weird construct over here, but considering that you're going to look at the character mostly from the front, then I think it's fine. Of course, now it's not super stable because it's a very small base, so I create a bigger one, similar to what I did there, with some regular bricks and slopes, attach the feet over there, and now we have a very solid base for our character, but now we need to create also the cello. Now for the cello, I have this structure in the center with a few modified bricks with the studs on 4 sides. Here I added one plate at the back so that no light come through. For example, here you can see a little bit of light. Later we are going to close that one too. On top, because I don't have the 1x2 tall, then I'm going to use an headlight brick so that I can connect another one of these for the top part of the cello. For the body, we are going to use 1x2 with some cheese slopes on both sides. This is the top part of the cello. And then for the bottom part, we have a little bit of a bigger structure with some bigger slopes. Very simple and straightforward build. And then at the back I'm gonna add one modified plate with the minifigure stand, the transparent bar angle, so I can tilt it a little bit and I can then connect the arm so that we can have this on a pose. Now as you can see we have a gap there because I need something to come out. That's gonna be a little bit of a illegal technique. So here I have a piece of antenna without the base, and this I'm gonna just, it's not going to be connected, it's going to be a bit loose, but if you push it all the way and then press nicely, it's actually quite solid. Of course, it's very easy to remove. But if you put it in between the end of the slopes, it works quite well. Also because it's not going to hold up to the weight, but we can connect this transparent piece to the arm of my Chibi Wednesday. Let me find the right angle. Sorry about that. Okay, so now it's connected. We can put it back there. And now we can have a nice angle. We can rotate a little bit the head if you want and the arms. And now we have the compare size between my attempt to a chibi figure and the minifigure custom one that I built with my Habitat that you can check out on my channel. This was my first time building something like this, guys. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. And if you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.